Hey everybody, welcome back to Airsoftology Mondays, the show that answers your questions, helps you in a pinch, and is also back for some travel, but also has an announcement, but I'm gonna wait till next week for that one. Something kind of big, something kind of neat going on. Anyway, welcome to the show. If this is your first time here, and it might be, it might not be, it may be like your 157th time, because that's the actual number of videos we've done. 156 actually on this one, 156 videos. Welcome to the Monday show. If you don't know how it works, it's super simple. All you do is put a question for me down in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer that every single week. I do pull questions from the previous week for the next show, so if you don't get it on, don't be discouraged. Put it in the next one. So this week, with no big announcements, we're just gonna not chat that much. We're gonna jump right on into what you're really here for, and that is your questions in the Tippmann mail call. Braden M writes, I'm a beginning airsofter and I've been renting gear at my local field for about a year now, but I'm looking to buy my first primary weapon. I've decided to get a CQB style weapon such as an MP5 or a stubby AR platform, but my local field is outdoors, making a CQB style weapon an inefficient option. Although I know there are certain CQB style weapons that can be suitable for outdoor play, what do you recommend in that field of airsoft guns? The beautiful thing about airsoft is it doesn't matter that much on the gun. Unlike in the real world, if you're gonna get an MP5, it shoots a certain type of bullet, which is very different than an M4, which is very different than an AK or like an M14. So all of those shoot different rounds and are effective in different scenarios. Like an MP5 is great up close, but terrible at range. And an M14 is fantastic at range, but you're not gonna wanna clear rooms with it because you can punch through a bunch of walls and shoot someone you don't wanna shoot in the next room. So it kind of has a trade-off. In airsoft, the beautiful thing is we all shoot little 6mm plastic BBs, but the barrel length is different. But because airsoft, the outer barrel, meaning the gun on the actual barrel you see on the airsoft gun, isn't what matters, it's the one that goes inside, you can make changes. So let's say you do want an MP5, you think that's a really cool gun, or a really short stubby M4, and you think that that's like the really cool look. You can just get a longer inner barrel and put a suppressor on the end, a mock suppressor. They don't do anything. In some guns, they kind of maybe muffle the sound. In some guns, they actually make them louder. But mainly they're there to cover up, either just for looks or cover up the inner barrel. So chances are you can find a very cheap, just stock inner barrel if you want to swap out. A lot of people have like traded in a good barrel into their gun and have a longer one. Find one the right length from them, buy it for a few dollars secondhand, and then you can go. Make sure you clean that barrel, and there's probably a great bunch of tutorials on the internet to how to clean a barrel. So just type in how to clean an airsoft barrel and you'll find some. So you can swap that out. Swapping a barrel out's not very difficult. Again, there's great videos in it too. So you can do that and extend the length of your gun. So if you really want that cool short gun, you can do it. Otherwise, I recommend kind of, if you want a sweet spot, something with a 10 or 10.5 inch barrel. That is kind of, for me, the magical length. Typically they'll have about a 9-inch rail on them, and you're gonna get about that long of barrel space. It's just long enough for field gun for accuracy, but it's not too long to where you can still clear rooms if you want to do it. It's kind of like I call the Swiss Army knives of guns. In that case, though, you'll be looking at a lot of M4s, kind of in that seal look, or kind of like maybe a shorter block 2 or Mark 18, something along those lines will be the right gun for you if you want to go up. But if you're trying to dodge the standard M4 and go with something more interesting, you could do a G36, like the actual short one, or some other options, like I said, the MP5. But any of those, remember, you can make them longer. You just really can't make a long gun short easily. So yeah, my advice, if you're gonna go in, jump on in, grab something short, put a suppressor on it, get one of those, get something that looks cool so you get this really cool tactical look, and then keep your old barrel and setup. In fact, you can get like a hop-up chamber and everything, just swap the whole thing out. That way you can go from short to long if you ever decide you want to go play indoor as well. NDL Productions, NAL Films writes, hey Jonathan, I was wondering, how do I get my family, friends, or even girlfriend to play airsoft? Another common question I see a lot, and this one can be a little challenging. Some people are afraid of guns. Some people are afraid of pain because, I mean, let's face it, airsoft doesn't hurt really bad, but it does sting, and it can be very discouraging for the first time somebody gets out there. They get shot, and you're like, oh, never mind, I didn't want to do this. So really, I would say the hardest thing to do is just get them at the field, show them there, have them come with you, ask them. I mean, it's that. I mean, If they're going to be super resistant for it, find out the reason why. It's like they just don't want to get out. Maybe they are afraid of guns, and say, hey, look, these are toy guns. They shoot little plastic BBs. It's fun. You'll like it. Sometimes it could be just the equipment. Sometimes they're scared. Maybe they're just afraid. They don't know what's going on. There's a lot of reasons why somebody won't play. And the best thing to do is actually just flat out ask them, hey, you want to come play? I would love to have you out there. I think it'd be really fun. We could do something together, be out, be active, and share something. Would you like to come? If they go, well, no, go, hey, well, is there something you don't like about it? Find out the reason why. It could be something very simple. It's like, oh, I don't have any money. Okay, well, hey, scrounge up 20, 30 bucks. That way we've got enough for gear, rental, and then maybe a little bit more to get into the field, whatever your field costs, probably another 20. So, it can be a little pricey at times. If you're renting gear, you could spend upwards of $50. But if you just want to get them out there and do that, that'll be great. Also, if you have friends or you personally have extra guns, tell them you'll loan them a gun, track down an extra mask for them. But also, the most important thing is, if it is their first time out there, make sure they are covered up. Give them really good gear. So probably the spring and the fall, or if you live in a cooler climate, it's good. You want to wear long sleeves. You want to wear lots of padding. Over pad the person. And don't give them a bunch of tack gear. Let them just jam a couple mags in their back pocket or something. Show them how to wind the high caps. Give them high caps because they're a lot easier to use. They don't have to worry about changing them and all that mess. And just let them have fun. But make sure they are fully covered. Full face protection, head protection, maybe a nice hoodie, a shamag around the neck, just something where they get shot. They're not going to really be in pain or bleeding and then turn around and leave and never come back. Because that's probably one of the worst experiences you can have the first time you go play airsoft, is getting shot up so bad you're bruised and bleeding. You're like, I'm never doing this again. So that's my advice. I know it's not fantastic. Again, you got to find out why they don't want to go. If you've asked before, if you haven't, it's simple as asking. But also remember to give them that good experience. Give them a fun gun. Give them a really good gun, the best gun you can have. In fact, give them your gun and you go grab a rental so they've got something really good to play with. You want that first time to be magical for them so they will keep coming out and join you in the field and sharing the experience. So I kind of hope that helps get you, your friends, your family, and anybody else into the hobby, and grow this thing. I'd love to see that happen. Recon writes, is it weird to wear a ghillie suit at a casual field? Fear not, it's not like wearing a tuxedo to lunch at a burger joint. It's not that same, don't worry. Actually, if it's just an outdoor field, sure, wear it. I mean, it's going to give you an advantage. I don't think it's weird at all. In fact, I see guys all the time wearing ghillie suits at just the local fields, just small little outdoor fields, pickup games and all that. Now, if you're playing CQB, it might be a little strange to show up. I have seen people do it, although I wouldn't recommend it, although it does block the BBs pretty well, so if it's dumb and it works, it's not dumb, right? That's what they say. But yeah, you might get some really odd looks if you play in a small CQB field and you're out running around in a ghillie suit, especially when it's super hot indoors. I mean, you can have some really heat stroke problems, things like that, heat casualties. But if you're outside, it doesn't matter if it's a 10 people game. Heck yeah, use it. It gives you a great advantage. I think it does, at least. I would go for it. Don't even be afraid at all. You are stupid, right? Hey, Jonathan, love your show. Here's my question. I'm soon going to a game at my local field for my birthday, second time going airsofting, and in one of the missions, we are all in an extremely dark room. Do you think a simple flashlight will be okay, or should I bring a separate torch? Having any kind of flashlight is going to help you. I do personally like to have mine on my gun. That gives you an advantage to see your BBs in the air if you're going to try to shoot from a dark position. I found if you've never played low light or almost no light airsoft, the best thing you can have is a flashlight that is on your gun. So if you have a basic one, don't worry, just get some tape that sucker on there. The reason I tell you to do that is when you're playing and you've got a flashlight shining right down the side of that barrel, right? When your BBs come out, they're lit up. They're going to look like white little laser beams flying out of your gun. It's going to let you see where your BBs are going and see that your gun is actually shooting. For me, that is very, very important because when you're playing CQB in the dark, you will not see your rounds. And in regular daylight airsoft, I use them, and I'm sure you do too. I kind of use my BBs to see, like, okay, am I getting close to the target? I got a pretty good idea if I'm hitting them or not. It's kind of a tool I think all of us as airsofters use. Are you over-hopped? Are you under-hopped? Is your high cap not wound and you're not firing at all and dry firing? There's a lot of good things about seeing the BB in the air. So having that flashlight taped to the side of your gun, whatever it is, so you're shining the same direction as that. Plus, when you spot an enemy, you're pointing your gun at the right direction. So you don't have to worry about like holding a flashlight and then holding your pistol or whatever it is and trying to line those two up to get those shots. It's just two things you have to worry about versus one. It's just my advice. Any flashlight's gonna work. I mean, you get the cheapest one you can find, just throw some cheap batteries in it, tape it on, and you're good to go. I hope that helps. I mean, again, like I said, you don't have to drop a ton of money. Yeah, I've got some fancy tactical flashlights and some knockoff ones too. But at the end of the day, if it puts light down the barrel, you are totally fine. All right, that's it for questions this week, which means it is time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one comes from a channel that I've never highlighted before. Actually, the name is Airsoft Addict. They're out of the UK, and it's primarily a gameplay channel, but there are some unboxings and some other videos on here. It's a smaller subscriber channel. I think it's around the 1,500 mark. Again, really good production quality. I enjoyed watching these videos, and for me, it's, again, one of those underappreciated channels in Airsoft, and I wanted to highlight this one. So this video I'm pulling out is actually, it's kind of a cool way you did it, like a quick unboxing. You can tell it's like a splashment unboxing, kind of drag you in of a new Evo, and then boom, it's out to go play gameplay. Actually, really good HUD setup. You can tell he's definitely a gamer by heart. In fact, if you go down his channel, he does have some gaming stuff on there, video gaming that is, like PC game, I believe. But you can tell he brings a lot of those things over, a lot of the elements you see in the bigger production channels here on YouTube for Airsoft gameplay. This is a little shorter video. Some of the stuff goes up to 15 minutes long, so nice full-length, meaty gameplay, and all of them are still action-packed and a whole lot of fun. So if you haven't checked out Airsoft Addict, definitely give it a look. And if you like what you see over there, mash the subscribe button, and then also let him know I sent you over. That's it for this week. Thank you as always for hanging out and being so cool down in the comment section, because you know I can't answer every question, and you guys do such a fantastic job. Also, don't forget, right here, I got Corgi patches still in stock. They are running low. If you have been holding out on the Corgi, I would highly recommend go ahead and jump on one of these now. I'm going to try to get a reorder in, but they might be out for a while. I don't know. So if you guys have been waiting, like I said, pick one of those up. And then also, of course, I have a ton of other patches in the store. I've got like 6 or 7 designs right now in there and a few more on the way. So there's got to be something for your liking out there. Anyway, thanks as always for hanging out here, and I will see you next week when I've got that kind of big news I want to share with you. But until then, go out, play some Airsoft, have some fun, but no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.